What's up, everybody? Today I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to show you how to get all the different varieties of food in Foundation. There are 5 different types, and let's go ahead and get to it. So, our first one that we're going to show you, which is the very basic one, you learn how to do it in the tutorial, which is our very lovely amount of berries. Everywhere there's berries, you can put gathering huts. In these gathering huts, 3 foragers can be assigned. Each gathering hut can hold up to 50. For these 5 that I have here, I have 6. That just makes it speed up, so when some people take a break, there's other people to come in. So there's a good amount of gathering huts that I have for each section of my berries. There's 1 berry patch here, I have 4 around it. There are 7 here, I've got 8 around it, and 1 here, 3 around it. It just makes things faster, so there's always somebody producing. Not only that, but if your 1 berry hut gets full that you have that for that 1 berry area, if that 1 gathering hut is full, you can have another one that you can fill up with 50 more berries. Especially if you don't have space in your granaries, this will help with some of the storage. Now, to get those to the markets, you then have to make a market, put the food stall in there, and then select your berries. This will help get it out of your granary and into your food stall. So that is our first one, it is gathering huts for berries. Our second one here is wheat, flour, and bread. So your first step here would be to make wheat, which requires a wheat farm. Now the wheat farm, you can have 3 farmers. Those 3 farmers, you would have to make a dedicated area with the paint crop field here. And you go ahead and you make your area however you want it, and they will proceed to plant wheat. When it is time to harvest the wheat, they will go in there, they'll harvest it, they will store it in their building, and that wheat that is stored in that building will then go to the second step of bread, which is a windmill. For 3 wheat, it will take that and change it into flour, 1 flour. So it's a 3-to-1 ratio, but you get the flour that you need to make the bread. Now the windmill is a necessity. It will have 2 millers. Now when you're done with the windmill, as your second step here, we'll then take it over to a bakery, which is your third and final step of making bread. For 1 flour and 1 water, which you do want to have a well nearby so they can go get the water, bring it in, because they can only hold 10 water at a time. They can't hold the 50. They'll go grab water, bring it to the bakery, and they have the flour already stored. They will take those 2, they will combine it, they'll produce 4 bread, and they will store up to 50 there. Same thing, you want to make multiple bakeries because your granary could get full, you might not have enough space for it in your market, whatever, you can have different or multiple storages for it. It will hold up to 50. Your next one is fishing, and this one is like kind of the end of the more basic stuff. These are your 3 basics. For fishing, you need to have a fisher's hut. Each fisher's hut will have 1 fisherman in it. I like to do many fisher's huts because when it rains, you go up in fishing. So it is the one time that you can get a obnoxious amount of fish because your berries and your wheat production will go down when it rains and, bad weather. It goes down. So this is a good time, to have a good amount of fishing because of the fact that it goes up. And 1 fisherman with 1 dock is not going to help a lot. So you have multiple docks, multiple fishermen, you're going to get a lot of fish out of there. So you just need to build yourself 1 fisher's hut and get a fisherman in there and you can start fishing. Like I said, I do multiples. I don't even know how many fishermen and fisher's hut I have. I've got well over 20. And after that, you go ahead and let it run. And once again, granary, storage, it's also another good reason to have a bunch of different fisher's huts. The 4th way to get food is your cheese. So first, to start getting cheese, you have to have milk. And that milk comes from your dairy farm. Each farm, it's kind of the same thing with the sheep. is you can add as many cows as you want, but at some point it gets really obnoxious, and there's only one dairy farmer. You don't have to have multiple, but it's good to have multiple. You get milk, and that milk then goes to a cheesemaker. For every 5 milk that you get, it takes it and turns it into 2 cheese. And it can hold 50 cheese, but only 15 milk. So it does take a lot of milk, which is also a good reason to have multiple dairy farms. The 5th and final way to have foods, this one's also kind of a weird one. This one you can put in your tavern or you can sell it on the market. You do require some forest, and with that you do have to count it out as hunting grounds. Doing this would be the hunter's hut. This will get you some boar, and there's only one hunter assigned. Now, it doesn't produce a really large amount, so I wouldn't count on it as your primary source of food. As you see, I have 6 here. I don't know when the last time they gathered was, but I only have 6 here too. That's 12 between 2 hunters, and there are 50 that they can hold. Now, granted, I do have a decent amount of it, 512, but it's not my primary source of food, as I do put a lot of it into my taverns, and the taverns will go ahead and use that as their food there. Your hunter's hut would be the 5th and final one. So let's go ahead and go over really quick. Gathering hut, your bakery, your fisher's hut, your cheesemaker, and your hunter's hut. These are the 5 main things of food that you're going to want to have. The cheese does help, as if you're away from water, you can put some dairy farms in there, and you can take that cheese and you can use that instead of fish, and the markets that you put closer to the water, you can have your fish at, and it makes it easier for distribution. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comments below. If you would like to see me stream this game live, let me know, as I am streaming on YouTube now. Leave your comments, anything that you might have a concern or question about. If you want me to do a different video on something else, let me know in the comments below. I will gladly take suggestions on what you guys would like to see me show you guys next. So with that, I'll see you guys next time on another video.